Bobby Strom here for RXMuscle, and I'm with
Julian Smith.
Hey, Julian Smith, my first social media crush. No, this guy is awesome, man. He comes up with the most innovative, creative exercises. You got to follow this guy on Instagram. His workouts are amazing. But I'm going to ask you some controversial stuff.
Hit me.
He does some stuff that's unconventional, and I just kind of want to know your thoughts about it. You know, he does those squats that you do with the knees.
The cannonball, sissy squats, any of those things, right?
Yeah.
So basically the mindset behind that stuff is, I think a lot of people say that either people are doing it now or they're thinking outside the box, or I'm doing it or somebody else is doing it or I got it from somebody else and it's so 2020 or something like that. But the fact is, it's Tom Platz. It comes back to the old school dudes before I was born. And if you Google sissy squats, Tom Platz is doing them with, 60-pound dumbbells behind his back. And, when I was younger, I don't have the best frame. I don't have broad shoulders. I knew I'd never be. I appreciate it, but I didn't have the frame that would really make a big appearance on a stage. I never did very well at competing. I did okay, but I saw somebody like Tom Platz who basically made a name for himself based off of one muscle on his body, and I thought that was pretty damn cool. And I thought, you know what, if I could excel at one muscle and my legs were starting to progress quickly past everything else, I'm like, well, maybe I could move myself in a direction similar to like Tom Platz did. And that's why I really dove into the way that he used to train. Mike Menser used to train.
I trained with Mike Menser. He was my trainer.
Yeah, Mike Menser's incredible. Tom Platz intensity in his leg training. I tell people very often I'll do 50 rep squats. A lot of people don't touch those kind of reps anymore. And I like doing that kind of stuff, really pushing your body to the limit. Stopping when your body's done, not when your mind's done, kind of a thing. But the same concept with I like the old school way of doing it. I like the people that used to try stuff for themselves to find out what works, not look at everybody else and be like, well, I'll do what they do, Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people nowadays that all look the same, and then you got the lineup from the 60s and 70s, and you had so many people that were completely different people.
I agree.
But they all looked incredible, but they were all different.
That's exactly. Let me tell you something. If this guy was competing when I was competing in the 80s, he would have won every show. He would have crushed it with those wheels and those triceps. Oh my God, the belly on those things is amazing. And you know what else is amazing too is that even though you're doing all the old school bodybuilding, you still have a very strong core.
Thank you.
And he does these. I watched him when he was on vacation in Cabo, I think it was, and he literally could, with his feet together, could go all the way down touch the water with his knees and come back up. I would have been face first on my ass in the water.
But you know what? That's the same concept of the sissy squats. You know what I mean? People don't see it, and Instagram's one of those showboating things where you want to put your most impressive work out there for people to see, and I get it. But that was for kicks, it was for fun, but when it comes down to it, I mean, that's a sissy squat, man, and the deficit sissy squat where your knees go past what the floor would allow, I mean, that's some pretty serious shit, but...
That's what I'm asking about.
And I like it, you know what I mean? I like making exercise as hard as possible. Bodybuilding should be difficult. There's absolutely nothing that should be easy about it.
Well, this guy knows his shit, man. He just flows right out, and he's got everything to prove that it works.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate the fact that he's an old school guy with what I've been saying for years, that the old school bodybuilders had unique and fantastic physiques, and he brought it back, man.
And that's not to knock the new guys, right?
No.
I love all the new guys. I'm a huge fan of Phil, Cutler, Coleman, all those dudes, but I mean, just the way, I remember reading articles about like Frank Zane, who used to do sit-ups for an hour straight. Yeah. Like, I think that's the coolest. I like that kind of stuff. Like, I can't do sit-ups for 2 minutes straight, let alone an hour. That's
bullshit.
Yeah, but that's the way I like it, you know what I mean? It's cool.
All right, well, thanks for your time. It was really a pleasure meeting you.
Appreciate it.
And I'm just going to keep following this guy and try to do even just one of his exercises.
I think you're good, man.
Yeah, man. Bobby Strom for RXMuscle. Thank you.
Thank you.